Hello friends, this is Isaiah and you are here. On today's subject, we're going to be talking about a lot of buzzwords we hear going around and have heard for many years now in the spiritual community. Things like the law of attraction, the secret, manifestation. These are all very important subjects, and I just wanted to, if you're not real familiar with these concepts, kind of give you some information on it, or at least how it's applied to me in my life and how it served me well. It's about 2011, 2012, as for many of you, around that time. That's about the time I got on this path, and one of the very first books that I read was a book called The Secret. The Secret talks about the law of attraction. What is the law of attraction? Well, the law of attraction basically states that you attract to you that which you are. I've mentioned in some of my previous videos, I talk a lot about energy and how like attracts like. It's where a lot of these fundamentals and concepts have came from, is that surrounds the law of attraction. What I've done over the years is I've dug deeper into this concept. I've studied it from a scientific level and just from my own personal experiences on how I've seen it applied in my life, and how it correlates with manifestation. What's manifestation? Manifestation is materialization of your intentions brought before you in your reality, into your existence, I guess. So how does this all work? Well, with the law of attraction, it's like I said, like attracts like. Like energies are attracted to like energies. It's a scientifically measurable and provable fact. That's why it's so important for us to be mindful of where we're at emotionally, the things we say, the things we do in our day-to-day lives, because that determines what is brought into us, what is brought into our lives. Every experience that you have, everything that you have in your life or have had the opportunity to do or not do, is a mirror reflection of your state of being or your mindset. There's several practices out there to get your mind on track that I'll go into more detail on in future videos, but for today, I'm just going to keep it simple. You really want to put out favorable energy, I guess. And how do you know if you're putting out favorable energy? Well, our emotions, our emotional state is an indication of the type of energies that we're putting out. For instance, if you feel bad, if you feel just kind of down in the dumps, there could be a variety of reasons for that, but that's an indication that your energetic state of being, or the energy that you're putting out, is of what's called a very low vibratory state, which I'd mentioned. Everything in existence is made of energy, and if you can think of it, that energy is vibrating at a certain rate of speed. Just imagine, if you will, everything is made up of molecules and atoms, and all these little atoms and molecules are vibrating at different speeds. For instance, metal vibrates at a very high rate of vibration, therefore it's really hard. It's the molecules and the atoms are squeezed together really tight and they're vibrating really fast. Something that would be an example of something that vibrates at a lower frequency would be something soft. The molecules and atoms aren't squeezed together as tight, and they're vibrating at a much slower speed. Well, that same concept applies to our emotions. When we're happy, or when we're excited about something, or we're looking forward to something, or we're just in a good positive state of mind, our own personal energy, our own personal molecules and atoms that reside inside of our body are vibrating at a high rate, at a very high speed, okay? For instance, like when you're feeling really good, you're putting out a really good positive vibration into the world, and you will attract more favorable circumstance back into you in your life. On the flip side of the coin, just as I said, If you are vibrating at a lower rate of speed, or you're feeling kind of down in the dumps, then that's usually when we see sadness and when we see depression and anxiety and different things. Doubt, fear. Fear is a big one. Fear puts us in a very low vibratory state. It puts us in a state of mind where we experience a lot of lack or a lot of pain or discomfort in our lives. This all works for you or it works against you. Just as I was saying with how this all correlates to manifestation. If you're wanting or needing something out of life, you can get in a certain mental state and attract whatever that is into your life. So for instance, if you're in a situation where you're wanting to have more abundance in your income, or you want to find a better job, or you want to do something different, you have to begin focusing on that which it is that you want to see happen. You have to try to sync up with the energetic signature of your desired outcome. That's how the law of attraction works to manifest in our lives. And we do this constantly. There is no, okay, I'm going to manifest or I'm going to do this. No, we're always manifesting. Consciously or subconsciously, we're manifesting at all times, even in our sleep, because whatever state of being that we're in, we're drawing more of that into our lives. Our lives and everything we have in it or don't have is a mere reflection of our state of being. If you're not doing the things you want to do in life, or you're not happy with your life, it's because of your state of being. It's because of the things that you focus on and think about the most. You have to change what you think about. You have to change what you feel. And I understand that sometimes that's easier said than done. There's a lot of bad things that happen, and sometimes it's hard to feel good. It's not always easy to be in a positive mind state. That's why we have to train our minds. We have to train our brain to naturally be in a positive state, so it becomes effortless. And the more we do that, the less hardship and heartache we're going to see in our lives. It's a simple cause and effect. We've all heard of cause and effect in our lives. We all learned about cause and effect in school. When something happens, typically something of an equal or opposite reaction will happen. And that coincides wholeheartedly with our emotional state of being. Let's take a walk out here. You'll hear some people talk on this subject and they make it sound very complicated and very hard, but it's really not. If you break it down to a very basic and very fundamental level. If you're happy, the universe will send more situations and more reasons for you to be happy into your life. If you're sad and angry, well, the universe is going to send more opportunities into your life for you to be sad or angry. I mentioned yesterday, meditation was just one method of recalibrating our mind, so to speak. It lowers your blood pressure, decreases stress hormone levels inside of your brain, and it just makes you overall a more well-balanced person. And when situations come up in our lives that we may not feel prepared to handle, we'll be better able to handle them if we keep ourselves in as stress-free state as what we possibly can. It's magic. Magic is simply science that we don't completely understand yet. Magic exists, magic is all around us. And if you practice at this and you apply this to your life, if you know that it's a fundamental law of how the universe operates, then you can do things to change it. You can do things to engineer the existence that you want to have. The power is in the knowing. When we don't know something, we're powerless to it. We're just on autopilot. We're like a child that doesn't know any better, that just blindly fumbles through life, reacting to every situation that arises rather than consciously deciding and choosing how we're going to respond to how life unfolds around us. If you begin to know that you are the creator of your own reality, that you are the master of your own ship, so to speak, and that you can take charge just by simply modifying and being mindful of your emotional state, then there's nothing that you can't have. There's nothing that you can't do. I think that if humanity as a whole would embrace this concept, we would see a lot more peace in the world. I'm not really going to go into it, but I think that a lot of the reasons we have a lot of discord in the world today is because for many people this isn't common knowledge. Everyone looks outside of themselves and is always blaming something else or someone else for what's going on, when in reality it's never anything outside of ourselves that's the problem, it's us. We're the ones with the problem. We're the ones that's not being mindful or taking responsibility for our actions and what we're putting out there. I've briefly mentioned this before. The type of people that you have in your life are with you and around you because your vibration matches theirs. You're alike in that regard. You share in similar emotions and thoughts and behaviors. If you're watching this video right now, you're more than likely already aware of most of this. But whether you're aware of it or not, for some reason or another, you're hearing these words today. And there's something that you may need to take away from this. Regardless of how long we've been studying something, sometimes we have to go back to the drawing board and we have to go back to the basics and remember our fundamentals and begin reapplying them in our lives to change our course. We have to stand strong and just keep moving forward, regardless of what comes up in our lives. What are your thoughts on the law of attraction and manifestation? What have you seen made manifest in your life as a result of your actions? Really ask yourself that question. There is nothing that exists outside of you. Nothing. We perceive this third dimensional reality with our five senses. We interpret the world around us through our sight, hearing, sense of smell, taste, and touch. Well, if you can't see something, feel something, does it even exist? You can never say that, well, you're upset because of what someone else has done. That someone else is not inside of your body, controlling your feelings and your emotions. We give people that power. We give people the authority to have that control over us. It's a simple choice. If we don't just react constantly to everything that happens to us or that we see and experience, and we really think about it before we respond, then our lives will change. It has to. Sorry, I'm trying to stay out of the sun. We're taught from a very young age to think in terms of, well, this happened to me. No, things happen for you and things happen because of you. Nothing is ever happening to you, they're happening because of you. What are your thoughts on this? What are your feelings? I'd really like to know. I'd really like to get discussion started on some of these topics that I'm sharing. What's your personality? What kind of person are you? Ask yourself that. What are the things you say? How do you carry yourself? How do you want the world to see you? What are your beliefs? What are your intentions? Are you where you want to be? Are you doing the things you want to do? Something I think about every day. Be mindful of it. Be mindful of what you're thinking at all times. Be mindful of the things you're thinking about before you go to bed at night. When we go to sleep, the subconscious takes over. And whatever we've been focusing on the most throughout that day carries out on autopilot in our dreams and as we're sleeping, and we're laying in bed at night just pushing that energy out. So what are you thinking about before you go to bed at night? Well, that's about all I have on this subject. Again, share your thoughts in the comments below, and I hope someone has found some value in this. And if it seems redundant and like common knowledge for many of you, I'm sorry if it seems repetitive. But if you've taken anything from the video today, just hit the like button, subscribe, and get the notification bell so you can stay up to date on my videos. I'm going to be posting a video a day. Subjects are going to be changing. And I look forward to just getting in active discussions with you guys and seeing what we can learn from it all. There's always something to be learned from someone else's experiences. And just remember, there's nothing that exists outside of you. There's nothing that exists outside of the framework of your mind and your established beliefs. And you can have and you can do anything you want in life just by making adjustments to your preconceived notions of idea and your beliefs and your assumptions and your expectations. You can do or be anything you want in life. And I hope that right now, where you're at in life, everything's going beautiful for you, that you're happy, and that you have much peace in your mind, balance in your heart. Till next time, stay safe and stay happy.